What's up, guys? Zayd here with another deck profile for you. Today's, I actually, this is not my deck. I was on the Facebook groups just looking at deck profiles because I wanted to start learning Kashtira. And I net decked this one that was 11th place at a South Dakota regional by Nathan Buck. So shout out that guy. His list was pretty cool. And I wanted to show you guys the list because I've been testing it and I thought it ran pretty smoothly. And so I'm going to go over it real quick. And I also have lists of my own that have spawned since testing this that I'd be willing to go over too if you guys are interested in it. So just let me know that in the comments. But quick overview of his list: 3 Fenrir, 3 Unicorn, 2 Psybeast, 2 Ogre, and 3 Kashtira Birth. Until we get the new stuff, this is basically the only engine you get. So some feedback I have on it is that Fenrir is the best one, obviously, because it gets you follow up on its own. Unicorn is sick, getting you the spell, which makes it like the best combo one because if you open like Uni plus Fenrir, it goes kind of crazy. But it's not as strong on its own. But as long as you have another level 7 extender, it's pretty cool. And then the 2 Psybeast. Psybeast works really well with Birth. They're like a really strong 2-card combo. And then Ogre kind of sucks. Like, it kind of sucks you have to play 2 of this card just because it doesn't have a search target. I think there's a Kashtira trap that exists, but it's not good yet. Like, I think we get a good one the next set. Let me check. I don't know if this is good. I don't want to read it, but this one I recall not being that good. So it kind of sucks. You need to play at least 1. I don't know why he opted for 2, but I don't like it that much. The Birth is nuts. Then 2 Astral Karibo. This card I have like a love-hate relationship with because the most important XYZ is this guy, the Kashtira Shangri era, at least from what I've tested. Like the dude that played this probably played it way more than me, but I'm just giving my feedback, you know? But I feel like the Kashtira XYZ is the most important one, and this one you can't make it because it's not a number monster. And so this card feels kind of mid. Pankratops has been cool. 3 Prosperity's nice, dig for cards. The Bystials have felt mad awkward, not gonna lie. Because, like, obviously when you play against Tier Element, they're good. And he's playing 1 Sorneer, 2 Druisworm, 3 Magnemite. But the links kind of suck in this extra deck. Like, we're not really getting anywhere with these. And so, like, it gets awkward when your Kashtiras need a clear board, but your Bystials put themselves on board, and then there's not much you can do with the Bystials. If you have multiple, you can make this Wallow guy attack, make a Zeus, but if you only have like 1 Druisworm on board, what are you really doing with it, and how do you clear it for Fenrir, you know? And so that's what's felt awkward about them. Shifter's been pretty good. Like, it's Shifter. You just kind of steal games when it resolves. But then we also have 2 Godarla, 2 Lava Golem. I'm assuming he went on like the 2-2 split because you want to have the Kaiju be like able to be used against Fluanderies. And then you're kind of just accepting Lava Golem does nothing against Flu, but hoping you drew the Kaiju against them instead, and then wanting the Lava Golem against other decks. Sip me coffee. These cards have felt kind of mid, honestly. The Kaiju S cards. But I could see a world where they're good. They played 2 talents. You play the 3 Prosperity, so you're not drawing with this as often. It's mainly going to be Search or Steal. But it can draw. Then triple Dark Hole, triple Evenly. Evenly has been really hit or miss for me, actually. Because, like, just in my little bit of testing, Evenly feels like it's probably the best board breaker, right? Like, it does go crazy. But the thing is, this deck benefits a lot from the battle phase. Getting to trigger these effects to either clear cards off the board with Fenrir, rip from the extra deck, or rip from the deck. But then also, like, if you had starter plus extender and you ended up ending on like the XYZ, you want to be using the battle phase in these. That way you can now start blocking zones. And so sometimes it feels really bad having to evenly them and not get that battle phase and not get to clear cards, especially if they happen to have an out to it, like if they have a judgment or a crime or something. But that's the main deck. It's felt pretty decent. I feel like this deck definitely needs work, but I don't know what could change. Like, it might just need the new support. Like I said, I've been testing a lot of variants, and I don't really know what the wave is. This side deck I haven't tested too much. I've been mainly just trying to learn what these cards do, so I've been not siding. But I'm still going to go over it. Triple Crow, triple Ghost Sister, which Ghost Sister I take out of my side decks on Dueling Book. Obviously, like, the card is good in time. You're siding it for time. But on Dueling Book, you don't need it. Also, I think this deck needs an easily accessible time card. And I would probably go with Volcanic Shell with Sprind. And like I think this extra deck could use some work though. But the cards just haven't been coming up for me. I'd have to see how the guy played. But some stuff that I was missing because of Psy Beast being level 2 plus the effect that like you could just do with Link 2s. I like the idea of having the Charmers go into Elf, which Elf can then bring back the Charmer or the Psy Beast. Then overlay for Gigantic, and now you got a 32 attack XYZ to attack and then make Zeus. So that gives like your Link some sort of generic use. Since, by the way, this is a blind second list if you couldn't tell. But if that were the case, then you could also play like Sprind, or if you're just playing the Gigantic, you could play the one that the Red Resonator. Just something like that does you can get to the sprites through like anything, and then you can access it for time. Would be nice to have in this deck, but I don't know how to make the room because that's a lot of room in the extra and the side. And then he sides a 3rd triple tactic, 2 cosmic, 3 summon limit, 3 skill drain. Nothing much to say there. I kind of wish Lightning Storm could be in the list, but again, it doesn't synergize well with the Druids, with the Abyssals. But there is a case to side that for like back row decks, I think. Then the extra deck, 1 Wallow, haven't made it yet. 1 number 28 Titanic Moth, haven't made it yet. 1 Big Eye, I haven't made it yet, but I see why you'd play this one. I mean, I'd see why I'd play this one too. This one's for Zeus. This is just your generic rank 6 because you need 1 with the Abyssals at least. Red Eyes Flare Metal is probably for time, and also there's scenarios where like you have one of each Kashtira and you hit for a lot of damage. I could see where you leave them on like 800 or 1,000 or 15 or something, and you make this, and it's like, cool, play. There's also a decent alternative in time. Like you can force as much damage as you can, put this down, and it's like, good luck, have fun. Then he played 2 Diablos the Mind Hacker, 2 Kashtira Shenriara. I could see you cutting Diablos down to 1, but I don't know what else to add. This card lets you detach, look at their extra, banish a card face down, and then if a card's banished face down, they banish cards from the top of their deck equal to the amount of banished face down cards. It's mainly to proc this guy twice on your turn and then once on their turn and just start clearing out zones. Next, the Zeus for board breaking, Lina, Dark, Asa, 3 different Charmers. Then Phoenix, Blackluster Soldier of Chaos, and Underworld Goddess. So, this brings up another extra deck thing I was thinking about that could be cool. I think if you play Draco Sack and what's it called? Link Spider, it gives you some cool board breaking utility with this deck that you wouldn't otherwise have. Where say all you have is 2 level 7s, right? So you overlay for Draco Sack for 2 tokens. Turn 1 token into the Link Spider. Now turn the other token and the one into either Phoenix or Cerberus. Discard a card, destroy a card, but because it's pointed, like it's co-linked with the Link Spider, you're going to get to draw. And then you can make Unicorn, and now you can discard the new draw, and you can add a second card, and you got a Unicorn, which is like 1 away from access code. I think those are some things worth considering in this extra. I don't know if they'd necessarily be like the wave or not, but it's just worth pointing out. It helps you deep draw into more cards. It gives me something to do with these Bystials, because then I could turn the leftover Bystial into access code. And so, yeah, let me know what you guys think about his list and my feedback on the list. Because obviously, like, dude got 11th at a regional. I don't think it was a huge regional, though. It was like, 6, 7 rounds? So that's like a big locals. So him doing well doesn't necessarily prove that everything is right. You know what I mean? Like, anybody can do well at a 7-round tournament. Not to knock his accomplishment. That's just where I think I can still come in having not played the deck that much and still offer fair critiques. So yeah, if you guys are an avid player of this deck, or not even, and you just think you have something you'd like to add, please add it in the comments, and thank you for watching.